All right, Watson, now that you've signed that contract, you have agreed to play for us for 5 years for $230 million, fully guaranteed. I don't know if I heard that right. Could you say that one more time? Yeah, I know. It's exciting. $230 million. Shit! Watson, are you good? It looks like a season ender. I still get paid though, right?
Watson, what are you doing here?
This is PT. I can't do physical therapy now?
This is a massage parlor. Are you even hurt?
And fuck off. I'm not playing.
In March 2022, the Cleveland Browns made a move that shocked the entire NFL. They traded for quarterback Deshaun Watson, giving up a historical amount of draft capital and signing him to an unprecedented contract. Fast forward a few years later, and it's safe to say that this is probably the worst trade in NFL history. Let's break down what the Browns gave up to receive Deshaun Watson. The Browns gave the Houston Texans 3 first-round picks for 2022, 2023, and 2024, a 2023 third-round pick, and 2 fourth-round picks for 2022 and 2024. In return, the Browns got Deshaun Watson and a 2024 sixth-round pick, which they later used to trade for Jerry Jeudy. The thing is about the Deshaun Watson trade is what made it shocking, what made it unprecedented, wasn't what the Browns gave up to achieve Watson. It's what they would later offer Deshaun Watson. 5 years, $230 million, fully guaranteed. No quarterback in NFL history had ever received this much fully guaranteed money. The Browns weren't just betting on Watson, they were going all in. Meanwhile, let's look at the Texans, using their newly acquired picks to get players such as Will Anderson Jr. and Tank Dell. It's safe to say that all that worked because the Texans were able to make the playoffs 2 years in a row. Even though they got knocked out of the playoffs, they still made the playoffs 2 years in a row. And that's more than most NFL teams can say. That $230 million contract wasn't just expensive, it set a dangerous precedent. Watson's deal was fully guaranteed, forcing teams around the league to rethink how they paid quarterbacks. And for Cleveland, this deal created massive salary cap issues. By 2025 and 2026, Watson's cap hit is a staggering $72 million per year. And that's money that could have been spent improving the roster. The thing that makes this contract bad isn't the trade itself, and honestly, it isn't even the money. It's Watson's performance. I mean, Watson was actually a pretty elite quarterback in Houston, and that's what the Browns were expecting. They're expecting somebody to completely change their organization, turn their organization around. The Browns haven't had a good quarterback in many, many years, and they thought Watson was finally the guy. But Watson stepped in, and he was just mediocre. In the 2022-2023 season, his completion percentage was 59.8%, which is a career low. His yards per attempt were 6.5, among the lowest in the NFL. His passer rating was 81.7, far below expectations. And this isn't just a slump. This is terrible. It's like he lost his skill. It's like, where was the guy who we saw play in Houston? But that's just 1 year. Browns fans could have given him the benefit of the doubt. It's hard to jump into a new team, learn the playbook, get adjusted, you know. Maybe that's what was going on. Maybe he'd be better his second year. Problem is we didn't get to see much in the years to come because Watson missed most of 2023, parts of 2024, and he just got injured again. It's looking like he's going to be missing all of 2025. Yeah, this is terrible. And let's not forget, when the Browns made this trade, Watson was in the middle of one of the biggest legal scandals in NFL history. More than 20 women accused him of sexual misconduct, leading to an 11-game suspension in his first year with the Browns. And just when the Browns thought that this drama was over, new lawsuits emerged, bringing the controversy back into the spotlight. This trade didn't just hurt the team on the field, it hurt their reputation. Many fans abandoned the team, unable to support a quarterback with that much baggage. So, on top of the Browns giving up an arm and a leg for one guy, on top of the Texans seeing success from this trade, on top of Watson's legal issues, on top of him not playing to expectations, and on top of the Browns' salary cap issues because of this Watson trade, I think the number one thing that makes this trade a slap in the face is one man, the Browns' previous quarterback before Deshaun Watson, Baker Mayfield. And it's kind of crazy because they gave up Baker Mayfield, the QB who led them to their first playoff win since 1994. But instead of sticking with Baker, they shipped him off to Carolina, where he struggled for a bit. But he is now finding success on his new team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, where in 2023 and 2024, Mayfield led the Bucs to back-to-back division titles and made the Pro Bowl. The Browns bet on Watson being a massive upgrade, but instead they ended up with a massive downgrade. Meanwhile, upgrading other teams like the Texans and the Bucs. By the end of this season, the Browns were a complete disaster. They finished 3-14, tied for the worst record in the league. The Watson experiment wasn't just failing, it was imploding. With Watson's massive contract eating up cap space, it's hard for the Browns to rebuild. The damage is done and there's really no easy way out. This Watson trade isn't just bad, it's catastrophic. The Browns mortgaged their future for one guy who has delivered nothing but disappointment. And the worst part is, they're stuck with him. The Browns bet big and lost even bigger.